Welcome, my darlings, to the 20-day Crazy Horror Challenge. You think you have the stomach, the sheer willpower to withstand what I'm about to unleash? This isn't for the faint of heart. No, this is for those who like to dance on the edge of a knife, who find beauty in the grotesque, who crave the chill that runs down your spine when you know something wicked this way comes. Over the next 20 days, we'll peel back the layers of reality, descend deeper and deeper into the abyss, and confront the things that make you sleep with the lights on. Buckle up, kittens. It's going to be a bumpy, blood-soaked ride. We begin our descent into madness with the classics. Tonight you'll be introduced to the masters of terror, the pioneers of fear. Hitchcock, Kubrick, Carpenter. Their names are whispered with reverence, their films etched into the nightmares of generations. Let their twisted visions seep into your soul. Let the flickering black and white images imprint themselves on the backs of your eyelids. This, my friends, is where true horror finds its roots, where the seeds of our darkest fears were first sown. Tonight, we trade the silver screen for the printed page. Words sharp as shards of glass will paint pictures in your mind far more vivid, far more terrifying than any film could hope to achieve. Edgar Allan Poe, a master of the macabre, will be our guide. His words drip with dread, his stories pulsate with a darkness that resonates deep within the human psyche. Don't just read these words, my darlings, inhale them. Let them wrap around you like a shroud, let them whisper their secrets in your ear. We return to the realm of moving pictures, but be warned, tonight's viewing is not for the easily distracted. Black and white, stark and unforgiving, will be our palette. Nosferatu, that silent spectre, awaits. Watch as his shadow stretches across time, a harbinger of the horrors to come. This is horror stripped bare, primal and unsettling. It's in the flicker of the film grain, the haunting piano score, the shadows that dance in the periphery of your vision. Let the past pull you in, let it consume you. Chapter 4. Whispers in the dark, close your eyes, my pretties. Tonight, horror finds you not through sight, but through sound. Let the comforting darkness be your canvas as we delve into the world of audio horror. Podcasts, those intimate whispers in the dark, will be our guide. Stories of the strange and unsettling, of the unexplained and the uncanny, will seep into your ears, burrowing deep into your subconscious. Every creak of your house, every rustle of leaves outside your window will take on a new, sinister meaning. Remember, my darlings, sometimes the things we can't see are far more terrifying. Chapter 5. Dancing with Monsters. Tonight, we confront our primal fears. We meet the creatures that stalk our nightmares, the monsters that have haunted humanity since the dawn of time. Dracula, with his hypnotic gaze and insatiable thirst. Frankenstein, a patchwork of flesh and fury, a creature born of hubris and despair. These monsters are mirrors, reflecting back our own darkest impulses, our deepest anxieties. Don't shy away from their gaze, my darlings. Embrace the monstrous, for it is only by confronting our fears that we truly begin to understand ourselves. Chapter 6. A Taste of King. Tonight, we pay homage to the reigning monarch of modern horror, the master of the macabre, the one and only Stephen King. Just a taste, a nibble of his genius is all it takes to leave you forever changed. Choose your poison wisely, my darlings, for his worlds are vast and varied, each one more terrifying than the last. Lose yourself in his words. Let them consume you like a fever dream. And when you finally surface, blinking in the harsh light of day, you'll find that nothing will ever look quite the same again. Chapter 7. An Anthology of Unease. Prepare yourselves for a smorgasbord of terror, a buffet of the bizarre. Tonight, we indulge in the anthology, a collection of bite-sized nightmares, each one more delicious than the last. From the campy delights of Creepshow to the chilling tales of Tales from the Crypt, we'll sample a variety of horrors, a tasting menu of fear. Each story a twisted little vignette, a glimpse into the darkest corners of the human psyche. Remember, my darlings, every good anthology has a little something for everyone. Chapter 8. The mind is a labyrinth. Tonight, we venture into the most terrifying landscape of all, the human mind. Psychological horror, my darlings, is a slow burn, a creeping dread that burrows under your skin and festers. It's not about jump scares or gore, but the slow, agonizing unraveling of sanity, the creeping realization that the monsters are not out there, but within. Prepare to question your own perceptions, to doubt your sanity. Remember, in the realm of psychological horror, the greatest monsters are the ones we create ourselves. Chapter 9. The Lottery of Fear. Tonight, we delve into the twisted brilliance of Shirley Jackson, a writer whose words are like poisoned darts, sharp and precise, leaving you reeling long after you've finished reading. The Lottery, with its chilling depiction of small-town conformity and ritualistic violence, will stay with you long after you've turned the final page. It's a slow burn, this story, a creeping sense of unease that builds to a crescendo of horror. Remember, my darlings, sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones hiding in plain sight. Chapter 10. Choose your own nightmare. Hold on to your joysticks, my darlings, because tonight we enter the interactive realm of horror video games. No longer passive observers, you are now active participants in your own nightmares. Choose your weapon, choose your path, but be warned. Every decision you make could mean the difference between survival and succumbing to the darkness. The digital world can be just as terrifying, if not more so, than anything Hollywood can conjure up. So step into the pixelated shadows, my darlings, and embrace the terror. Chapter 11. Ripped from Reality. Tonight, we blur the lines between fiction and reality, exploring the horrors inspired by true events. These stories, ripped from the headlines, will chill you to the bone, reminding you that sometimes truth can be far more terrifying than fiction. The Exorcism of Emily Rose, The Conjuring, these films are based on real cases, real accounts of the paranormal and the unexplained. Remember, my darlings, sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones that walk among us. Chapter 12. True Crime, Twisted. Tonight we delve into the dark underbelly of humanity, exploring the real-life horrors of true crime. But this is not your average true crime podcast, my darlings. We're adding a dash of the supernatural, a sprinkle of the unexplained, a twist of the macabre. Stories of disappearances, unsolved mysteries, and crimes with eerie, unsettling details will keep you on the edge of your seat. Remember, my darlings, sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones hiding in plain sight, disguised as ordinary people. Chapter 13. Fractured Realities. Hold on to your sanity, my darlings, because tonight we're venturing into the realm of mind-bending horror, where reality is a fluid, unreliable thing. Films like Jacob's Ladder and Black Swan will leave you questioning your own perceptions, doubting your senses. Is it all in their heads, or is something more sinister at play? Remember, my darlings, in the world of psychological horror, the greatest monster is often the one we create ourselves. Unleash your inner monster. Tonight, my darlings, the power is in your hands. It's time to unleash your inner monster and craft your own terrifying tale. Let your imagination run wild. Let your darkest fears bleed onto the page. Don't hold back, my pretties. Embrace the grotesque, the disturbing, the macabre. Remember, the most effective horror comes from a place of truth, from the darkest recesses of your own psyche. Chapter 15. The Veil Thinned. Tonight we step beyond the veil into the realm of the paranormal. Ghosts, demons, poltergeists, we'll confront them all, my darlings. Films like The Conjuring and Paranormal Activity will leave you sleeping with the lights on, convinced that every creak and groan in the night is a sign from the other side. Remember, my darlings, the spirit world is closer than you think. Chapter 16. Haunted Histories. Tonight we delve into the history of the haunted, exploring the real-life locations where the veil between our world and the next is thinnest. Whether you choose to visit a haunted place or simply watch a documentary about these eerie locations, prepare to be chilled to the bone. From abandoned hospitals to forgotten cemeteries, we'll uncover the stories behind the hauntings, the tragedies that left their mark on these places. Remember, my darlings, every haunted location has a story to tell. Chapter 17. Digital Dread. Tonight we explore the modern face of horror creepypastas and online horror stories. These tales, born on the internet and shared in hushed whispers online, are the digital campfire stories of our generation. From the unsettling to the downright disturbing, we'll delve into the world of digital dread where anyone can be a storyteller, and every click could lead you down a rabbit hole of terror. Remember, my darlings, the internet is a vast and often terrifying place. Chapter 18, Found Footage, Fear. Tonight, we experience the immediacy, the rawness of found footage, horror. Films like The Blair Witch Project and REC will make you feel like you're right there in the thick of the action, experiencing the terror firsthand, the shaky camera work, the grainy footage, the sense of voyeurism. It all adds to the realism, the feeling that what you're watching is real. Remember, my darlings, sometimes the most effective horror is the kind that feels the most real. Chapter 19, Escape the Nightmare. Tonight, my darlings, the horror becomes all too real. Put your wits and your courage to the test in a horror-themed escape room. Work together, solve the puzzles, and escape before time runs out, or face the consequences. Whether you choose to participate in a real-life escape room or play one online, prepare for a night of adrenaline-pumping terror. Remember, my darlings, in an escape room, the only way out is through. Chapter 20, The Final Descent. This is it, my darlings, the final night of our 20-day crazy horror challenge, and we're ending things with a bang. Tonight, we venture into the realm of extreme horror, a subgenre not for the faint of heart. Films like Martyrs and A Serbian Film will push you to your absolute limit, testing your tolerance for gore, violence, and psychological disturbance. This is not for everyone, my darlings. Only those with a strong stomach and an even stronger mind should proceed. Remember, my darlings, you have been warned. Outro. Welcome to the family. You've stared into the abyss, my darlings, and emerged blinking into the light. Congratulations on surviving the 20-day crazy horror challenge. Not many possess the fortitude, the sheer iron will to make it to the other side. You've walked through the valley of shadows, danced with demons, and lived to tell the tale. But I know you wouldn't have it any other way. Remember, the darkness always lingers, and something tells me this is just the beginning of our twisted little love affair.